March 30th. There's really only one thing to say to start this. That's RIP to Nipsey Hussle. That's a legend that was lost in the game today. Um, Nipsey Hussle is an artist out of Los Angeles, California. Um, what was it? This Slauson and Crenshaw, I believe, is the corner that he kind of grew up on. Recently released an album, was nominated for a Grammy, I believe, for album of the year. Very talented rapper. His themes kind of ranged from self-development to entrepreneurship, and he's a major inspiration for me as far as like independent artist goes. He kind of has built this empire. I mean, it's not by himself. I mean, he definitely has a good team around him, but I should say had. Damn, that sucks. Um, he had a good team around him, and they were able to move quickly and build and do what they wanted to do, independent of, I guess, major labels and stuff. But he kind of always talked about the grind and what it meant to be an entrepreneur, and how he kind of just always had the dream. I watched an interview with him recently about his kind of entrepreneurial spirit. He said it came from, I think he was arrested for selling T-shirts on the street. He looked across the street after he was being arrested and saw the place that he just opened up was called the Marathon. It's right across the street from where he was getting, harassed by the cops. I don't know if he was officially arrested, but he saw that the spot that was for rent and kind of said that was going to be his spot. And then he converted it into a store, and he was doing album launches out of there. Kind of had a unique way to release music. If you were buying stuff in the store, you got to listen to the music first. Another thing he did was release, I think, 1,000 albums at $100 a piece, which is, pretty impressive. That's a hefty price, but people were willing to pay, and that turned around really quick with big returns. I think Jay-Z bought 10 copies of the album or something, which is obviously a nice cosign. But he was creative in his marketing and branding and style of getting people to listen to his music, which was fantastic music. He really is a talented rapper, a good storyteller, inspirational, and he's definitely gonna be missed. Jeez, that's ridiculous. We keep losing all these insanely talented people. It's violence or drugs, one thing or the next. It's horrible. It's so sad to see. Um, it's not scary. I mean, yeah, it is scary. I mean, shit, I don't want to go out in the world knowing that there might be people. I don't know the motives behind these things, but I certainly stay away from drugs. It's not something I'm interested in. I've seen so many of my favorite artists just go that way. But then the violence, that's another thing. I mean, I know some of these guys are from rough areas. I'm not trying to dig into the motivation behind why they might have been shot or killed in various ways. But it's horrible. It's hard to see him go, and it sucks. And lost another one, and now we gotta, I think, it's super early to be looking on the bright side of this thing. But shit, when Mac Miller passed away, like, one of my big things was to make some sort of dedication for him. Even that day, I made a song. My last album had a lot of themes to do with a lot of inspiration from Mac Miller. These guys are, they're gone. They obviously won't be forgotten. And they inspired us. So, we gotta do what we can. We being the artists of the world who were inspired by these people, we gotta do what we can to keep the legend alive, keep the legacy going. Bring honor to the names of these, I guess, fallen heroes. I mean, these guys, innovated and created pathways for anyone to do what they wanted to do, whether that was, a white kid from Pittsburgh who was, making some of the, he was a frat rapper at first, and then he started making, real good stuff as Mac Miller. And then, Nipsey, this kid hustling on the corner. just kind of gave hope to his community, rally point for his community. Um, I'm super upset about this. My legs are shaking right now. You can't really see. Not shaking, but I'm anxious. I'm antsy about this. It sucks. It's hard to talk about. Uncomfortable. Um, and it changes a lot. It changes. It changes a lot of people's approach on this whole thing. Whether it's just making music or doing anything. It's at least for me, going forward. I know that I will keep his mentality within me. Just the hustling spirit and just that independent approach. I really am. I'm grateful for that man. I'm gonna end it there just because I don't want to continue to talk about this. But something needs to change. I don't know what, but if I can help, I'd like to help. Um, Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Thanks. Love you guys.